Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be walking you guys through the process of building your first profitable dropshipping store. Most gurus in the space are teaching outdated methods for creating scammy stores which rarely get results. The method I'm going to be showing you guys today is the exact strategy big e-commerce brands use to maximize their conversions and sales. And I'm literally going to be walking you guys through this process step by step. This is the exact method that I've used to create multiple seven-figure dropshipping stores, and I'm going to be sharing it completely transparently with you guys today. So before we get into this video, I need to let you know that every video we give away over $500 in prizes and gifts. So go drop a comment right now and let's start building our super profitable dropshipping store. Most people get into dropshipping and they're sold the vision that advertising is the most important part of your success. But what they don't realize is that your ad performance will only ever be as successful as your store creation. Let me explain. In e-commerce, we use a term called conversion rate, which is a metric that identifies how many visitors out of 100 visitors become sales. Shopify, which is the largest e-commerce website hosting service in the world, reported an average of 1.75%. Which means that out of every 100 visitors that come to a website on Shopify, only 1.75 of them actually make purchases. So what does that mean for you as a dropshipper, and why is this number so important? Simple. The higher the conversion rate, the more profitable your ads are, and the more profitable your ads are, the higher you can scale and the more money you can actually take home. Here's a quick example showing what a 2% conversion rate looks against a 4% conversion rate. As you can see, it literally doubles the sales with the same amount of website visitors. What most people don't realize is that building a website with a high conversion rate isn't as hard as it seems. And today I'm going to be walking you guys through exactly how I build my ultra profitable dropshipping websites, and I'm going to show you every tactic in my book to help create your own site. First things first, we need to pick out a product, and this is very important because if you don't pick out an awesome product, then you can have the most amazing website in the world, but your conversion rate will still be low. Luckily, I've created a video showing you this process, so if you need to find a product, you can check this video out and then hop back in here after you've finished watching. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can go check that out. For this video, I already went through my product selection process, and I chose this product because it has a high branding potential, which will make us look like the originators of this product. This is always my intention when creating my website. The strategy is to build one product dropshipping stores and position the brand to look like it's the creator of the product. This makes it so that customers trust you much more as a brand and would prefer to buy from you rather than purchasing off Amazon, as you've established authority in the market. Here's a few examples of dropshipping websites which have successfully followed this formula. As you can see, they're all positioned to look like they created the product, which makes them look very trustworthy and easy to shop with. Now that you understand this theory and you have your product ready, let's create your website name, which will give you the same positioning. The strategy here is to choose a name which creates a unique branding to your product. Let's look at some examples of stores which successfully use this strategy. As you can see, they all created a unique name for the product that they're selling. So I recommend you pause this video and look on GoDaddy for some names which will follow the unique branding technique we're going after. For the LED ring light that I chose for my example on building the store today, I'm going to be calling it the Viral Lights, which gives it that unique branding potential I just mentioned. Once you have your domain name ready to go, let's head over to Canva to make a quick logo so we can start our website. If you've never heard of Canva before, I highly recommend this website. It allows people with pretty much no design skills to be able to create visually aesthetic assets for your website, including logo creation. And I actually believe they have a free plan, so definitely check Canva out because that's what I'm going to be using to create the logo today. Once you get to the Canva dashboard, you're prompted with a bunch of different design assets you can go after. And today I'm going to be creating a logo, so I'm going to pick this one right here, and it's going to redirect us to a bunch of different logo templates. So you can browse through these and figure out something that works for your company. And for our viral lights, we're going to primarily selling to females, so I'm going to be going after some branding that would relate to the female niche. And after looking through quite a few, I found this one which I actually like quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put our brand name in, and I'm going to see if it looks good with our branding. And you can just play around here and try to get it how you like it. And I'm not going to be spending much time here because it's pretty easy to create a logo using their template, so I'm just going to choose something for a good example today. So after about 2 minutes of work, I chose this logo, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click over here and I'm going to save this as a transparent background so we can actually enter this into our website. And once we're done creating our logo, we can head over to Shopify and claim our trial so we can start creating this high converting website. All right, sweet. So now that you got your website made, let's start building our dropshipping store, which is going to maximize those conversions and help you get profitable as quick as possible. Once you've started your Shopify trial, the first thing I recommend doing is downloading the app Gem Pages. I'm going to leave a link for a 10-day trial, and the reason we're going to be using this is because it's an intuitive landing page builder which is going to help boost our conversion rate. The reason we're not using a standard Shopify theme is because most themes have poor conversion rates and there's not much customability to it, so I just want to teach you guys the absolute best way to get that conversion rate as high as possible. Now that you have Gem Pages downloaded, head over to the product page section and it's going to populate a bunch of pre-built templates. I'm going to choose the Fit Booster template because I really like the block style layout, and this is how I create all my landing pages. Once the template's populated, let's start to get to work on the website. The first thing we can do is take our logo that we originally created in Canva and we can just put it inside of the header. And we might have to fiddle around with the sizing a little bit to make sure it looks as good as possible. One of the downsides of using an intuitive page builder is it does take more work, but the result should stand for itself. Now you're going to find on this template there's a lot of information that you don't actually need, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through and delete all the stuff that I'm not going to use on my landing page. And what you can do now is head over to Canva and figure out what color you used to create your logo, and you can take that color code, and then all you need to do is go over back to Gem Pages and you can put it in the background color section so you can make your buttons whatever color they want. I highly recommend using the same color that you chose in your logo to create a congruent branding effect. And I would do this throughout the entire website. Now that we have our logo entered in, we can go over this hero banner section, and what we can do is we can head over on pexels.com and we can find some imagery that we can enter in as a banner photo. And if the photo is too bright, we can come over here and just change the opacity up so you can make sure the text is a little bit more visible. And since the Gem Page pre-populated text is still in here, I'm just going to put some copy in that fits our product. With all my copy, I try to make it simple and to the point. And when I'm listing a lot of features in the product page, what I like to do is I like to head over back on AliExpress at the product listing that we're actually using and taking the features that they listed on it. So this makes it so your life's a little bit easier so you don't have to come up with all the copy on your own. And all I need to do now is copy and paste some of the text in AliExpress, and as you can see, we have 3 good bullet points. And now that you have your hero banner done, you're going to need to get some imagery to use on your website. So I recommend downloading a Chrome app like AliExsave, because when you go on the AliExpress listing, all you need to do is press one simple button and all of the photos can download, and then you can just enter them into the Gem Page template. Once your photo's entered in, you can put a headline that matches the product you're selling. And then you can come over to the bullet points, go on flaticon.com, and you can find some icons that you can change rather than the ones that are pre-built into the template. You actually have to credit the author for using these, so there's some other websites where you can find some free ones, but that's definitely a good method to get started. And here I have 4 different bullet points, and we can start listing out some unique selling propositions of this product. Try to talk about the benefits here and not the features. For example, benefits are what the product's actually going to do for the consumer, but features might be talking about how it has 3 different settings or it's able to do different things. Definitely benefits will get customers to convert higher. So definitely focus on benefits when creating your bullet points. And whenever you get stuck creating your bullet points, you can always head back to that AliExpress listing to figure out if there's anything that you're missing. When writing your copy, make sure to be clear, concise, and as informative as possible. And once we have that section created, we can play with our text to make sure things fit how we want it to. After you finish those bullet points, your website should be coming together really nicely. Now what you should do is drag a row below what you just created, and you can enter a heading, a text, and ultimately an image block in here, and you're going to want to duplicate those and put them into the 3 elements that we just placed. After you've done that, your template should look a little bit like this. And now what we want to do is we want to click into the images and add some of the imagery we saved from the AliExpress listing. This section is going to be really important, and you're going to want headlines that match each of the images that you're choosing, and then you're going to want to write some copy that matches the headline and photo. And do this for all 3 sections, and make sure to focus heavily on your copy here, and don't use too much text because you don't want it to be an overkill when the customers are browsing your website. Now that we have this section made, all we need to do is drag the row ahead of the first section that we created, which was the Viral Light is Perfect section. I chose this section to go first because it shows quite a few photos of the product, and it dives into the features and benefits a little bit more than just the bulleted notes. And after we've done that, we can head over to the Viral Lights is Perfect for section, and we can duplicate that because right now we're going to be creating another section in a similar layout. And what we're going to want to do here is change the positioning of the image and the text, as you don't want the image and the text to be on the same side throughout the entire website. I like keeping it dynamic while the website's being made. Here's an example of what that looks like. And since we already have so many bullet points, we're definitely not going to be going for more bullet points in this section. What I want to do in this section is talk about some of the functionality and also how the product actually works. So I'm going to call this section How Viral Lights Work. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be listing a 4-step process to how this light actually works. So when the customer sees this, they'll understand that it's an easy to use product and they can set it up without any headaches. And again, for all my information, I'm pretty much finding it on the AliExpress listing. So it definitely helps out when the listing has a ton of information. If you can't find that details, what you can do is you can reach out to the supplier on AliExpress and just ask them some questions to help build your copy if you don't know some of the features or functionalities. And once you've added this section, you can just change the font size to your liking. And I'm actually going to duplicate this section again, and I'm going to do what I did in the other section, and I'm going to change where the text and the image sections are. So just so when you scroll on desktop, there's some variability on where the images are. And I like having at least 4 sections on my landing pages so you can really go into the product functionality, benefits, and really just kind of oversell the product. And what you want to do in this section is just sell more benefits. I recommend just using 1 paragraph to kind of explain what's going on here, since we've already kind of overkilled on the bullet points. And after that's done, I'm going to drag one of the heading templates, and I'm going to call this section What Our Customers Say. And what we're going to do here is GemPages has this liquid section that you can just drag and drop, and then all you need to do is come over to this little chat bubble and you can type in reviews, and what's going to happen is GemPages is going to populate tutorials on how to install the actual reviews you're using. So I'm going to show you real quickly how it's going to use. So here's how you would do it with Luke's reviews. They just drop a little piece of liquid coding, and all you need to do is come into this module, delete all the liquid that's already in it, and then you can just copy and paste the code that they gave you, save it, and then your review should populate if you have Luke's downloaded. Now that we have that done, all we want to do is edit up our ironclad guarantee. And this is really important on your product page because this is where you can tell the customers exactly what your refund policy is and how lenient you are. I recommend that you have a lenient return policy. The more lenient your return policy is, the more customers you'll get. And I really recommend you follow that guarantee because you definitely want returning customers. And the last section that we're going to be making today is our frequently asked questions. I really highly recommend to frequently asked questions on all web pages, but especially this landing page style we're going for, because what this is going to do is we're going to be able to answer customers' concerns before they actually send us emails, and this can boost conversion rates a ton if you focus on questions which will give customers doubt. For example, refund policy, how returns work, and all that good information that customers really care about. And let's also not forget, we need to add buttons to take people to the checkout page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag one of these button templates from GemPages, and then all I'm going to do is put our custom color code in, and I'm going to change the font size around, and I'm also going to say get it now. And the reason I use get it now, it sounds a lot better than buy now. And after we've entered these buttons in on each of our sections, our landing page should start looking really good right now. And definitely don't forget to go back to your footer and enter all your information in. I highly recommend you have a hotline number, and one way to actually create a phone number without much cost is downloading the app Burner on your phone. And what this does is I believe you're allowed to have 3 phone numbers for something like $9.99 a month, and you can leave a custom voicemail on each of those phone numbers. So then when someone calls you, they're actually redirected to a voicemail, and inside the voicemail you can tell them, you know, your only customer service line is by email, but that definitely gives a lot more credibility when people are shopping on your website. Now that you've gotten all these sections made, what I recommend you do is you go on this mobile dropdown and you start to edit everything based off mobile. And what you might have to do here is switch some things around on desktop, and there's a visibility section on gem pages where you can just toggle where you don't want things to be seen. So in some sections you might need them only be in mobile and the other times only be in desktop. So make sure you do this for your entire landing page so each of these mobile and desktop sections look professional, clean, and concise. But one thing we're going to do on this page specifically, which I love that Gem Pages gives us the feature, is it actually is going to allow us, if we want to show the Shopify native header and footer, and usually I'll toggle no depending on the price point of the product. And the reason I like doing this is because you give them only one place to go on your website. They can either buy off the product page that you send them to, or they can get off the website. And this definitely won't work unless you have the FAQ at the bottom, because people are going to want some more information on your product. So as long as you have everything that you need on that page that we just created, then you should be good to go, and you could just toggle the header and footer off. Now if you preview our website, it should be looking really nice right now and ready to go. Awesome. So now that your store is pretty much done, what we need to do now is we need to optimize for a conversion rate on the checkout page. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. One thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to customize our checkout page. So we're going to actually have to go into our Shopify theme to do this, because Gem Pages doesn't have the functionality to edit up checkout pages. And we're going to want to go add the product to cart, because that's the only way we can actually get to the checkout page. And once we're at the checkout page, we want to edit our logo up here. It's just going to have a text-based logo that Shopify pre-populated. So you can change this up, and you can also enter some imagery in the background, and make sure to change your button color to match the button color that you're using on your Gem Page template. And once that's ready to go, head over to your settings tab on Shopify and go into the legal section. And inside this legal page, there's going to be a bunch of different policies that you want to fill out. Luckily, Shopify has this create from template page, and I highly recommend using that. But the thing is, they populate some really long templates, and honestly, customers aren't really going to read that. And if they do, they're probably not going to want to shop with you, because it's kind of confusing and a little bit difficult to get to the meat of it. Here's an example of a company with good policies. Boom Cosmetics is Ezra Firestone's brand. He's a big name in e-commerce. And if we go to his website, all we can do is check out now, and we can actually see the policy page that they use to boost their conversion rate. And if we click this refund policy right here, it's just going to redirect us to a really simple refund policy that they can read in a couple seconds. If you have a long refund policy here, customers are going to get really confused, and they're going to want to drop off because they don't actually trust your refund policy. So I highly recommend not forgetting about this step, because when they're in the checkout page, quite a few people will actually click this, and this will make sure that you don't lose too many customers at checkout. And another tip to even boost your conversion rates even more is to download an app like Sales Pop. All you need to do is type it into the Shopify App Store, and what you can do is click one of these apps. There's tons of them that do the same features, but what's going to actually happen is every time a customer purchases, it's going to create a notification for other shoppers, basically saying that another customer made a purchase. And what this is going to do, it's going to create social proof, and it's going to make customers feel more comfortable shopping on their website. To be honest, I don't use much more Shopify apps than that, because I try to keep my stores really simple and really clean and to the point. I don't like using countdown timers or any stuff like that, because I believe it detracts from your offer, and I think it makes customers really skeptical about what they're actually doing. So now you should have a Gem Page template that's ready to make sales. Ideally, you follow the template that I laid out for you guys step by step, and now you should have a store ready to make some sales. Some things you might have to look out for at this point is changing margins and spacing on some things, but luckily it's really easy in Gem Pages, so you don't have to worry about messing with liquid or code like that. So that's what I love about these visual drag and drop builders, is that they're really simple, really easy, and Gem Pages is definitely the best one that I've tested out. Alright guys, so you made it to the end of this video. I literally laid out transparently what I'm doing in my stores, which is allowing them to be so profitable. So I really hope this gave you some insight, and I hope it gave you some techniques that you can implement in your store. If you did enjoy the content that I did share today, then please give this video a thumbs up and comment what you liked most about this video, because it will also enter you into our $500 giveaway. And I know I went through some information pretty quickly today, but don't worry guys, because in a few weeks, I'm gonna be dropping a full tutorial A to Z showing how I find products and the whole 9 yards, and I'm gonna put it in one video for you guys, so make sure to have post notifications turned on for that. But as far as today, I have nothing else for you guys, so take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.